and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a little reaction video. We're going to react to how Kwebbelkop lost his entire audience in 1 year. I used to watch Kwebbelkop when I was younger. I think I watched him for like a year or something. And then he just wasn't part of my... he wasn't part of my age group anymore, so to speak. I kind of lost the interest. And also the fact that, you know, he stopped getting recommended to me. I actually don't know what happened to him. Anyway, we're gonna react to this video right now.
April 2021, 97.9 million views. April
That's a
2022, 8.5 million views. In the space of only 12 months, Kwebbelkop's
big
viewership
fall!
has fallen
Holy
by roughly
shit!
90%, and we're going to outline every single mistake made which has brought him to this unfortunate point. Now, to cut Kwebbelkop, aka Geordie, a little bit of slack.
How do you fuck up that? That's a big drop! That's a... Is it like 90 million people? No. Math. Wait. Yeah, it's 90 million people! No! Yes! 90 million people who was like, nah. Fuck this shit. Like, that's a big drop! What the fuck did he do to fuck up that bad?
90%, and we're going to outline every single mistake made which has brought him to this unfortunate point. Now, to cut Kwebbelkop aka Geordie a little bit of slack, we need to specify that because he's a gaming YouTuber, some of this decline has actually been out of his control. We've explained in past videos that gaming YouTubers often have a very volatile career as their view count is directly tied to the popularity of whatever game they happen to be playing. We can...
That's true. It's being a gaming VTuber. Being a gaming YouTuber is kinda, you kinda have to be with the popular games or be a very popular creator in order to, like, get a lot of views. Because gaming content, while it's enjoyable to play and stuff like that, a lot of people kinda lose interest after a while, unfortunately. It is just how also YouTube pushes it out, that it's like, it is just what it is. Gaming is a very, I guess, saturated niche on YouTube. Like, everyone does gaming. So you kind of have to be on top and do the new games and the trending games and, like, all of that. And if you don't do it in time, well, fuck you, I guess. You are out of luck.
You can see this trend when looking at Kwebbelkop's best month ever back in August 2019, when his channel would achieve a monthly viewership of 166 million. At the time, Minecraft was coming back into the mainstream, bolstering Kwebbelkop's content, whilst Fortnite was still in its prime YouTuber phase, giving him countless opportunities for fresh new videos. Since Geordie had no control over the popularity of these games, you might go ahead and call this an element of luck. However, almost everything else which was bringing in these 166 million views had been a result of Kwebbelkop's actions. For example, Geordie was a master at collaborating with other YouTubers.
I'm a YouTuber. I want to know more YouTubers. I want to get to know all the YouTubers. I want my friends to be YouTubers or people that are doing similar stuff.
This became most evident after forming a YouTube trio known as Robust, which included...
Oh wait! I've seen that guy somewhere. The Marshmallow X-Man somehow. I think I've seen him somewhere. I don't know who it is though, but...
Kwebbelkop alongside two other familiar faces, Jelly and Slogo Man. Kwebbelkop...
Wait, these are old names. I remember. Holy shit. It was a long time ago, but I remember watching some of them. At least a little bit. Not like religiously or anything, but I remember watching them.
Explained that his first viral video with over 14 million views was him, Jelly, and Slogo simply messing around on GTA 5. As their relationship strengthened, a video where Kwebbelkop simply met Jelly in real...
God, this man's hair, like Kwebbelkop's hair, I just want to take scissors and be like, either brush it or I will cut it off.
life for the first time gained over 12 million views. The trio were even picked up by PewDiePie's YouTube network Revel Mode alongside Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, with a subscriber count of Kwebbelkop, Jelly and Slogo being the best piece of evidence for the success they'd find as a trio. In addition to forming the Robust group, Geordie began dating fellow YouTuber Azzyland in 2016, with Azzy herself having a multi-million subscriber count at the time, meaning that they could collaborate on various different videos, providing further growth for each creator. Yet the overwhelming driver behind Kwebbelkop's extreme viewership was without a doubt his laser focus on the content in combination with an unwavering work ethic. After beginning his channel, Geordie made a commitment to upload one video.
I see someone was lazy. the same face in all. I mean, I shouldn't say anything. I really shouldn't say anything, but holy shit. That's a lot of the same face on every single fucking like, imagine if I posted the same face on every single one of my videos. Every single thumbnail being the same face. All of them. No variation at all. All of them is the same.
Video every single day, which he would continue
How is it possible?
for a period of over 9 years.
Holy
27th
shit.
of August 2012, I said to myself, I'm never gonna miss a day of uploading, no matter what happens.
I tried that and I wanted to kill myself. It worked for a year, almost a year, and then I got so fucking depressed that I had to stop.
And every day I'm gonna make a video that's better than the one before.
Additionally, all of his energy was being focused on one channel only, ensuring that the one daily video was always of the highest quality.
Every day I worked on it, every day I studied it, I watched tutorials, I read articles, I spoke to people, I practiced, and every day I made new videos.
And within this daily upload, it was obvious that Kwebbelkop's goal was to ensure the most optimal experience for the audience.
I was making videos that my audience loved watching, right? So I asked myself, what does my audience love the most?
Each of those clips from Kwebbelkop's discussion on the Watch Time podcast also displayed just how switched on he was in terms of personal development and the correct attitude required in order to grow a successful YouTube channel. So if he had the correct attitude and mindset in order, why after 5 years of gaining an extremely consistent 100 million views per month, did this number drop to between 5 and 15 million over the course of only a year? Well, in order to answer that question, let's begin by looking at a Twitter post made by Kwebbelkop in early 2020. Before things go any further, I want to address the rumors. After 3.5 years of being together, Azzy and I recently broke up. I have nothing but love and respect for this beautiful, smart, and caring woman. Please respect our privacy, thank you, which was accompanied by a video approximately 1 year later, conveniently just before his views began to decline, explaining the reason behind their breakup.
Why did you guys break up? Well, as you guys might know, I'm from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and Azzy is from Canada. And it was a long distance relationship. Once the
Long distance relationships are hard. I can confirm.
honeymoon phase was over, we realized that we're two people from completely different places.
You
However,
don't
it would
say.
still be a little far-fetched to blame Kwebbelkop's decline in viewership on nothing but this separation. Sure, he had one less person to collaborate and make videos with. However, if we take the date of Geordie's separation announcement, March 2020, and placed alongside his view count at the time, he actually went up in views after breaking up with Azzyland. Of course, there were other factors at play during this time, such as people being at home and therefore watching more YouTube due to the pandemic. Yet, as an overall, the data doesn't really suggest that this breakup had much of an impact on his eventual decline in views. However, it wasn't only Azzyland that Kwebbelkop would stop making videos with. After 5 years of filming together, the robust trio being Kwebbelkop, Jelly, and Slogo would also slowly disintegrate. Instead of playing with Geordie, who was busy making various reaction videos, Jelly and Slogo replaced him with a different YouTuber by the name of Craner, which was noticed by fans on Reddit. The last thing I remember was that Kwebbelkop was playing Minecraft with Jelly and Slogo Man in Robust Town. Now everything has changed. Jelly and Slogo Man replaced Kwebbelkop with Craner in a new Minecraft server.
Yeah, if you all of a sudden, like, if something works and then all of a sudden you just say bye to the group that you've always made videos with, it doesn't feel like that's a good thing. If that was like your brand, you all of a sudden just say, fuck you guys, I'm gonna go and do my own thing. I don't know if that was the case, but like if he decides to go and do his own thing without like easing into it a bit more, maybe leaving some explanation before. I can see why the viewers left. I can see that.
Kwebbelkop made his own solo play, and right at this moment he's only doing reaction videos. What is going on? Anyone got the explanation for it? Why is he now not playing with his friends anymore? Why isn't he playing games anymore? Is he going to maintain it like this, or will he come back to his own self again? First he took down the vlogs, but then he stopped playing with friends. As this became an increasingly common discussion in Geordie's comments section, he'd upload a video titled Why I Left Jelly and Slogo, explaining that as a result of making video after video with the group, each of which following a similar narrative, Kwebbelkop felt as though he wasn't growing due to a lack of creativity.
I saw that my creativity was running out. I was just doing things with a group. I was going into that direction. I realized that I stopped growing as a person and that I just stagnated in life and I was just doing the same thing.
Geordie also explained that at around the same point in time,
I mean, I get that. If you feel like you're like not moving anywhere, I get it that you would probably step away from it, but there's like a process to it. You can't just cold turkey switch up everything. You can't just cold turkey end it. You have to kind of ease your audience into it, I guess.
He'd become depressed, which made him feel as though he was holding the group back.
I ended up getting a depression, which I've never, ever said anywhere publicly, but it was also holding them back because I couldn't give them the energy that they needed to make these videos good.
And as a result, he began to participate in fewer and fewer recordings.
It wasn't a clear...
Man, he looked like he wanted to be in. Like, I know Kwebbelkop doesn't have much facial expressions, like stuff like that. But come on. You are looking dead, my friend. You look like you want to be anywhere but there right now. Holy shit.
And fewer recordings.
It wasn't a clear-cut, bye guys, see you tomorrow. And instead it was me joining less and fewer recordings.
From this point onwards, Kwebbelkop was no longer making videos with the group, which had helped him to become so successful in the first place. He then began to collaborate with a new YouTuber going by the name of Tiger, yet this would also end in another bit of drama.
Me and Kwebbelkop got into a fight, and after this fight I was pretty much left with nothing.
Kwebbelkop found Tiger when he was still a
I don't understand the whole thing with YouTubers being like, we just did this awesome thing and this is the reason why. Click here down below and subscribe. Like stuff like that. I get so like, holy shit, can you stop? I feel like you're attacking me through the screen. But I guess that's what kids love nowadays, and it freaks me out, because imagine having that. I know I'm pretty loud too, but still, imagine having the like, everyone come follow me on Twitter and Instagram and blah, 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 blah. Today's video we're gonna be awesome. Oh my god, like holy shit. Chill. Take a break. Breathe.
small YouTuber, and while the details aren't public, it seemed as though Kwebbelkop offered guidance and growth to Tiger in exchange for part or full ownership of the channel.
I'm like,
oh no. That's not a good deal. That is not, no. Why does it always have to be like, I can help you grow if you give me your channel or if you let me take part of your channel? I'm like, well, why can't you just do it out of the kindness of your heart? I get that people don't do stuff out of the kindness of their heart. Not a lot of people, at least. But why can't you just...
this guy could be a really big YouTuber if I would coach him a little bit. He has so much talent.
Now this went exactly as planned in the beginning. They started playing together and pretty quickly Tiger's viewership skyrocketed from 2 million views per month to 20 million views per month.
Holy shit.
However, at around the same point in time,
I mean, that proves though that he did help him.
Tiger randomly stopped uploading altogether. 2 months later, Tiger would upload a video on a different channel titled Why I Left Kwebbelkop and Tiger, explaining that he couldn't talk about what had happened with the channel.
And I'm not gonna get too much into who was in the right or who was in the wrong, because I can't.
But he was no longer friends with Kwebbelkop.
Everyone is asking the same thing. Why are you not uploading to Tiger, and what happened between you and Kwebbelkop? Well guys, it essentially boils down to one thing, and that is that me and Kwebbelkop are actually no longer friends. I feel hurt, I feel disappointed, I feel betrayed, and most of all, I feel forgotten.
What would become obvious later was that somehow Kwebbelkop had claimed ownership over Tiger's channel, as he would upload a video where he had cloned Tiger's voice and attached it to an AI, which would provoke another response from Tiger, who was once again insulted by Geordie's actions.
He made this cartoon character, loaned my voice, and put it on the Tiger channel. Listen, Geordie, this cartoon version of you might be your best friend, but I'm not your best friend, okay? I'm not even your friend.
And after Tiger called him out, Kwebbelkop seemed to panic as he would delete every video featuring the AI Tiger.
Why would he do that? Isn't that like kind of... isn't that like kind of stealing someone's identity? But it's not that severe. I know, it's not the same. But what the fuck? You can't just do that. There should be a law against that. That's not okay. That is not okay.
Clone. The two would make up on Twitter, with Geordie stating life is too short to have enemies, yet shortly thereafter Kwebbelkop would end their exchange by blocking Tiger on Twitter.
But then for some reason my man decided to block me. But you know what, man? I don't care.
What's most interesting about this whole interaction is that it correlates perfectly with the point at which Kwebbelkop's views began to decline rapidly. However, the reason for the impending decline wasn't the drama itself, but rather one discovery made by Geordie throughout the conflict with Tiger, being that he could make an AI character to act as a real person.
I understand now. Why? Why? Oh no, not AI again.
One of the biggest lessons I've learned in business is that pretty much everything you dream is possible. Cloning yourself, too easy. 4 years ago, I was in the middle of a burnout, made 3 videos per day and streamed 2 to 3 hours per day.
You didn't have to make an AI. There is an obvious solution to this. I will tell you. There's an obvious solution to this. Instead of uploading 3 videos a day, and hear me out here, upload 1. And instead of, I don't know, streaming every day for 2 to 3 hours, hear me out, streaming every other day. Shocking, I know. Holy shit. It's insane. By doing this, you wouldn't have to clone yourself. You wouldn't have to create trash AI. Imagine.
I wished I could clone myself, so I did. What Kwebbelkop is referring to in this Twitter thread is a channel he launched 1 month after
So he became an AI VTuber.
the drama with Tiger, which posts gaming videos and uses an AI character as the main personality within the videos. Now, there's nothing wrong with anyone beginning a second channel, but when looking at the numbers, it's obvious that this new AI channel going by the name of Blue was seriously fragmenting Geordie's attention on the main channel. It was launched in May 2021 and began to do 4 million views per month instantly. Yet if we look at the Kwebbelkop channel, May 2021 was also the point at which his viewership declined from an average of 100 million views per month to 60 million views per month.
So if he had just not done the fucking second, like, why? Didn't he say he wanted to clone himself so he didn't have to do that much content? Like, so that he can do a lot of more stuff? But what you did was create a second channel where you neglect your original channel? Listen, I am no scientist, but I don't think this was smart of you.
A month. Kwebbelkop began to celebrate the strides that his AI channel was doing, yet he also seemed completely oblivious to the massive decline that was happening on his main channel. His average monthly viewership was down by 40 million on Kwebbelkop while he was celebrating 4 million views a month on Blue.
You have the wrong priorities, my friend! Why? This is so stupid! You're like neglecting 40 million people and getting 4 million on a new channel. Sure, it's exciting every time you get a number like that's over the average if you start something new, but you already had a dedicated fan base. Why did you shift your focus? Why did you put down more time on one thing instead of on the new thing instead of the old thing? At that point, just fucking say it straight out. Hey guys, I'm gonna move everything over to this Blue thing and upload less here. This is my second channel. I will be more active on this channel. And this will be more of my content from back in the old days. I'm basically gonna neglect this one. Bye. I don't even know. I can't.
It was the very definition of the man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither, and this decline on the main channel brought about further changes, which would ultimately make things even worse. Kwebbelkop would upload a video titled My Most Important Video with I Quit in the thumbnail, explaining that he was no longer enjoying YouTube.
You're no longer enjoying YouTube. I wonder why. Could it be because you're spreading yourself so fucking thin? Who knows?
Hard time being creative. I'm having a hard time.
You'll be having a hard time being creative. There is so much that can be said that I'm not gonna say.
Having fun in my job. I'm having a hard time sleep. I'm always worrying about YouTube, always thinking about YouTube.
There's an easy solution. Have only one channel. Insane, I know.
Not enjoying it as much as I was before.
Before going on to state that after 10 years he was discontinuing the daily uploads.
That's why after 10 years of making daily videos, I quit. I quit making daily videos.
Kwebbelkop
Liar. I hate when people are like, I quit. And it's like, I'm just quitting uploading daily. I get it. It's clickbait. That's how YouTubers sometimes have to draw in the eyes. A little bit of clickbait. And I guess he technically didn't do the harmful kind of clickbait. But still, if I join a video that says, I quit, I expect you to tell me that you're quitting something. Like, truly. Okay, wait. He truly is quitting daily uploading. Never mind. Fuck what I'm saying.
Kwebbelkop would finish the video by stating that starting from today, he planned on making top quality content that the audience wanted to see.
Starting today, from now on, you can expect my next video to be top notch, to be really flipping good, to be exactly what you want to see.
Yet the first 3 videos posted in the days that followed were him bragging about his $10,000 dog, him bragging about his custom orange G-Wagon, then him bragging about his $7.5 million penthouse apartment.
7.5 million for an apartment. Better fucking have a pool inside.
Welcome to my $7.5 million penthouse tour. Let's see if this video can hit 100,000 likes.
No.
And it's just like, why would you post this, dude? Not only have you stated in the past that you apparently don't do YouTube for the money,
I don't care.
That's a fucking lie, okay? That's a fucking lie. If you are uploading daily, consistently, like 2 to 3 times a day, you're obviously doing it to grow an audience. And that means that obviously you are doing it to have this as an income. And if you're doing this to have it as an income, then of course you care about the money. That is just how it works. What is his excuse?
Care about making an extra buck on YouTube. I don't care about the money. I
Liar! Fucking liar!
really genuinely do not do YouTube for the money.
but do you really think the audience wants to
Yeah, no, this is... No. No.
open up the YouTube app and instantly see something that makes them feel inferior to you? Do you think new viewers on your channel want to open up the video section and see one video saying I quit followed by 3 videos talking about how rich you are? You think it's just a coincidence that David Dobrik got cancelled in the same month that he posted his brand new multi-million-dollar house to YouTube? When you invite envy into the life of others, you pay for it in ways which you will not expect.
So here's the thing. If I were to make money off of YouTube to the point where I can buy a multi-million-dollar mansion, I will not brag about that. And there's a reason for that. That is because it's like, sure, it is an accomplishment. You have managed to make enough where you can just throw money and buy a mansion. But there's no point in bragging about that, because that just makes you, one, a target, because that just says, hey everyone, I'm fucking rich and you're poor. What are you going to do about it, basically? He's not saying that, but that's kind of how I feel. And 2, just say to your audience, I finally managed to buy a new house. And then show off your gaming room or whatever the fuck you're recording in. You don't have to be like, hey everyone, I know you're all poor, but this is my house. Like, imagine, like, no.
The 3 videos felt like nothing more than a validation seeking
That thing is so ugly. It could be because we don't have them in Sweden, but they are so ugly. Blech.
exercise which came off as quite insecure.
Why
A 2008 study by the Journal of Consumer Research stated that when people feel powerless and out of control, they feel an increased desire to purchase items which convey high status.
I mean, I can get that. Like, the fact that you want to get stuff that makes it seems like high status items, but you still don't have to flaunt it in everyone else's face. Like, if I buy something and I'm like, holy shit, this looks so expensive, but it's not, I'm not gonna flaunt it in people's face. I will just be like having it for a while. I will be happy about it for like a week, and then I'll be like, holy fuck, I spent this much money on this piece of crap. What was I thinking? But it felt good in the moment. And then I remember that, it felt good in the moment. And now we're gonna get into darker shit. So now we're gonna touch on that because we do have a spending issue. But you can't spend what you don't have!
Further, this increased attraction to high status products stems from a specific inclination to re-establish power, which might explain Kwebbelkop's motive to upload these off-brand videos. Maybe deep down he felt as though he had lost his position of influence, which was certainly plausible because at the time of uploading the videos, his monthly viewership had declined by over 85% from its peak. Additionally, his house tour might have been evidence that Kwebbelkop had fallen into the classic trap of becoming distracted from the channel by the items he was able to purchase as a result of the channel in the first place. This theory could be supported by the fact that after uploading his house tour to YouTube and announcing that he no longer planned on uploading daily, the videos slowed dramatically. He went from 1 video per day to only 2 videos in both March and April of 2022, doing further damage to the channel's view count. Now we can't neglect the fact that his blue channel has actually gained a bit of traction over the last couple of months, gaining between 10 and 25 million views per month. However, when combining the views of both Blue and Kwebbelkop together, even on the best months he doesn't crack 40 million views, which is still less than half of what he was able to achieve while simply focusing on one channel. In a recent video titled My $100 Million GTA 5 Business in Real Life, which sports a similar kind of vibe to the apartment tour, Kwebbelkop talks about how he's also launched an NFT business and is working on
Oh yeah, NFTs were a thing. I almost forgot about them. Those were happy moments where I did not remember what an NFT was. On
a video game, potentially fracturing his focus from YouTube even further. As mentioned earlier, Kwebbelkop is extremely switched on in terms of how to build and run a successful YouTube channel, although as a whole there are 2 obvious problems that need to be solved. The first problem, which thankfully is relatively easy to fix, is one relating to ego. Geordie, I know how much we as males love to brag. It's written in our DNA to talk endlessly about how good we are, but you have to resist the urge to do so. Proclaiming your high status by posting videos of your G-Wagon and multi-million-dollar home ironically does the opposite of what you want it to, as your audience doesn't want to follow someone that needs to be validated in any way, shape, or form. The second problem is a little harder to solve as it requires either more sacrifice or time, and I could be wrong altogether with this second problem because I'm not sure what kind of numbers your other businesses are doing, but your focus is clearly fragmented, or maybe you have
Sorry. I had to focus. Like, that guy is like, what the fuck is happening? What are you saying, my dude? What is going on? Am I in danger?
too many things to focus on. You claim to have between 50 and 100 employees.
I'm running a business with I don't know how many employees.
That's like, yikes. How did I like this guy as I was younger?
Anywhere from 50 to 100 employees work here.
Yet your views are significantly below where they were during any other year since 2016.
Also, honestly, why didn't he just become like a manager? Like, stop his YouTube production, be like, hey YouTube, hey fans, like, sorry, this is how I'm gonna do this. I'm noticing that, like, I don't have the passion for this anymore, but I will still upload like once a week or 2 times a week, something like that. And I've decided to become a YouTube manager to help other creators. And that's clearly where my passion lies. Because he clearly knows what he's doing. He clearly knows what, like, YouTube is looking for in a channel. So why not just become a manager and run an agency like that? Like, why not? It feels like that would be way more better for him and way more productive.
Potential inefficiency of this was also noticed by some of the sidemen.
So Kwebbelkop has basically tweeted out saying that he spends on average 14 days and 14 editors to make one video.
14 days and 14 editors to make one video. That video better have Mr. Beast class quality, okay?
Instantly, I'm thinking your team or your process is incredibly inefficient.
Yeah. And while the 1 step back for 2 steps forward mentality is a great thing to have, something feels off with the numbers. Maybe you're just bragging about employing way more people than you actually do, and if this is the case, it's just another piece of evidence for the previous point. Quit with the bragging. It's not necessary and adds no value to anything at any point in time.
Also, I love that we only ever see like 5 to 6 employees. And he's like, I have over 100. And I'm like, you only show the same 4 to 6 people. Like, what the fuck?
When you appeared on the Watch Time podcast with Muselk, one very mature thing that you said was that you appreciate when your YouTuber friends call you out on things. So while I was probably a little bit harsh in this video, hopefully it can provide some genuine tough love feedback about where you can improve going into the future.
Well, that was an interesting video. I now feel happy that I stopped watching him. Like, that's a mess. How can you fuck up that bad? Anyway, I will leave the original Sunny V2 video link down in the description. If you like this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe, then please consider doing so. It would help out the channel a lot. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want me to do more like this, leave it in the comments, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, little Fubmils.